July 27, 2022, 11:42 p.m. Antonivsky Bridge, Kherson Oblast. 6 HIMARS rockets impact the bridge deck. Precision strikes. GPS guided. Each warhead 90 kilograms. The bridge shakes. Concrete fragments. Rebar exposed. Road surface cratered. But the structure stands. Load-bearing supports intact. Span doesn't collapse. Russians repair damage within 48 hours. Bridge reopens. Tactical failure. That's what it looks like. 6 expensive precision rockets. Bridge still standing. Mission unsuccessful. Except the mission wasn't to destroy the bridge. It was to make it unusable. There's a difference. And that difference explains everything about the next 3 weeks. This is MilFront. And what happened between July 27th and August 20th wasn't failed destruction attempts. It was systematic execution of mission kill doctrine. 7 HIMARS strikes. 3 weeks. Each strike damaging the bridge. None collapsing it. All deliberate. All part of plan that forced Russian withdrawal from Kherson without dropping a single span. The question isn't why Ukraine didn't destroy the bridge completely. The question is why destroying it would have been the wrong tactical choice. And how mission kill targeting, rendering something unusable without destroying it, achieved better strategic outcome than total destruction. Official Russian statements after first strike. Minor damage. Repairs underway. Bridge operational. Technically accurate. The bridge could carry traffic after repairs. Just not much traffic. Not heavy vehicles. Not sustained logistics flow. That limitation is what mattered. Ukrainian statements. Vague. Successful strike on strategic target. No claims of destruction. No admission of failure. Just acknowledgement that something happened. The ambiguity itself was tactical choice. Keep Russians uncertain about Ukrainian objectives. Stay with me, because the detail that explains why 7 strikes over 3 weeks was optimal strategy, why complete destruction would have been strategic mistake, is going to change how you think about targeting doctrine, and why sometimes the goal isn't to destroy, it's to degrade. Let's establish what Antonivsky Bridge actually is, why it matters strategically. Antonivsky Bridge, road and rail bridge across Dnieper River, connects Kherson city to Russian-controlled territory east of river. Length 1.4 kilometers. Construction Soviet era. Concrete and steel. Designed for heavy loads. Trains, trucks, military vehicles. Critical infrastructure. Strategic importance. Only major bridge crossing in Kherson area. Russian forces west of Dnieper depend on it completely. All supplies, all reinforcements, all heavy equipment. Everything crosses this bridge. Alternative routes exist but are inadequate. Ferries can't carry volume. Pontoon bridges are vulnerable. Antonivsky is the lifeline. Russian position in Kherson, occupying west bank of Dnieper River. Significant forces. Estimates range 20,000, 30,000 troops. Plus equipment, artillery, armor, all requiring constant supply. Ammunition, fuel, food, medical supplies. The logistics flow is massive, and it all crosses Antonivsky Bridge. If bridge is destroyed, Russian forces trapped, cut off from supply, but not immediately defeated. They're on West Bank with stockpiled supplies. Could fight for weeks, maybe months. Would make Russian withdrawal impossible, but also make rapid Ukrainian advance harder. Destroyed bridge helps neither side immediately. If bridge is damaged, Russian forces face logistics constraints. Supply flow reduced. Can't move heavy equipment easily, but withdrawal remains possible. If pressure increases and position becomes untenable, Russians can retreat across damaged bridge. Slowly, under difficult conditions, but retreat is option. This distinction matters. Ukraine wants Russian forces out of Kherson. Destroying bridge traps them there. Makes fight longer. Bloodier. Damages bridge isn't degraded but not destroyed. Russians can leave, but can't effectively resupply to stay. The mission kill enables strategic objective. Russian withdrawal.
July 2022. The campaign begins. What happened across 3 weeks? July 27th. First strike. 6 HIMARS rockets. Target, bridge deck near west approach. Impact, multiple craters. Road surface damaged. Traffic halted. Russian engineers assess. Begin repairs. Bring concrete. Steel plates. Fill craters. Reinforce weakened sections.
Bridge reopens with restrictions. Heavy vehicles limited. Traffic flow reduced. Ukrainian objective achieved? Partially. Bridge damaged. Flow restricted. But repair was fast. Russians demonstrated capability to restore function quickly. If strikes stop here, bridge returns to near full capacity within week. Additional strikes necessary. August 2nd. Second strike. 6 rockets. Different target point. Mid-span. Same result. Damage. Repairs. Reopening. But now Russians must repair 2 sections. Resources split. Timeline extends. Traffic restrictions continue longer. Pattern emerging. Ukraine isn't trying to collapse bridge, trying to keep it damaged.
Force continuous repair work. Prevent full restoration. Each strike doesn't need
Catastrophic damage. Just enough damage to require weeks of repair. And before repairs complete, strike again. This is mission kill doctrine. Don't destroy target. Make it unreliable. Russians can't plan logistics around bridge that might get struck any day. Can't move heavy loads because deck might fail. Can't mass supplies because throughput is uncertain. The unreliability is the weapon. August 7th. Third strike. Russians adapting.
Deploy air defense around bridge. Panzer systems. Attempt to intercept HIMARS rockets. Some success. Not complete. Bridge takes more damage. Repairs continue. But now repair crews work under threat of additional strikes. Slower progress. More caution. Russian engineers try new approach. Don't just repair.
Reinforce. Strengthen damaged sections. Add redundancy. Takes longer. Requires more materials. But makes bridge more resilient to future strikes. Smart adaptation. Except it keeps bridge non-operational longer, which serves Ukrainian objectives. August 11th. Fourth strike. Targets reinforced section. Damages repairs. Russians must start over. The cycle becomes clear. Strike. Repair. Strike again. Repair again. Bridge never reaches full operational capacity. Always in some state of damage or repair. Russian logistics constrained throughout. Supply flow impact becomes measurable. Russian artillery fire rates in Kherson sector decline. Not dramatically, but noticeably. Fewer shells per day. Longer pauses. More selective targeting. All indicating ammunition shortages. The bridge constraints cascading into tactical effects. August 14th. Fifth strike. Russians attempt deception. Set up dummy bridge sections. Try to draw HIMARS fire onto false targets. Ukrainian intelligence detects deception. Strikes actual bridge. Dummy sections ignored. Message to Russians. Your deceptions don't work. We know where the real targets are. Psychological impact. Russian forces in Kherson realize bridge is perpetually vulnerable. Realize logistics situation is getting worse. Realize they're in deteriorating position. Morale effects begin. Not collapse, but concern. Uncertainty about sustainability of position. August 17th. Sixth strike. Bridge now severely compromised. Heavy military vehicles can't cross safely. Russian forces begin using pontoon bridges and ferries for heavy equipment. Throughput drops to fraction of previous capacity. Troops on West Bank face real supply constraints. At this point, bridge is mission killed. Still standing, but functionally degraded to point where it can't support major military operations. Russian forces can't be adequately supplied. Can't rotate units effectively. Can't evacuate heavy equipment efficiently. They're not trapped, but they're constrained critically. August 20th. Seventh strike. Final blow. Bridge deck fails in multiple sections. Not collapsed, but unusable for vehicles. Pedestrian passage may be possible. Vehicle traffic impossible. Russian forces now depend entirely on ferries and pontoons. Logistics collapse accelerates. Russian command faces decision: reinforce Kherson with inadequate supply lines, or withdraw while withdrawal is still possible. They choose withdrawal. September to November 2022 sees gradual Russian retreat from West Bank. Completed. November 11th. Kherson city liberated. The bridge never collapsed. But mission accomplished. Now the analysis. Why mission kill was superior to destruction. If Ukraine had destroyed bridge completely, collapsed all spans, Russian forces would be trapped. Supply cut off, but withdrawal also impossible. They'd fight where they stood. Siege conditions, protracted urban combat. Kherson city would become battlefield. Civilian casualties. Infrastructure destruction. Months of grinding combat. By keeping bridge damaged but standing, Ukraine created different dynamic. Russians could leave, had escape route, but couldn't stay effectively. Supply constraints made position untenable. Faced choice: fight without supplies or withdraw while possible. They chose withdrawal. Sensible military decision. Ukrainian forces got what they wanted without urban combat. Kherson liberated with minimal damage to city. Minimal civilian casualties. Russian forces expelled without siege. Better outcome than destruction would have achieved. This is tactical genius of mission kill. Don't eliminate enemy capability. Degrade it to point where enemy chooses to abandon position. Provides face-saving exit. Reduces resistance. Achieves strategic objective with less cost. But there's deeper layer. Bridge wasn't just tactical target. It was strategic message. Ukraine demonstrated capability to strike any target within HIMARS range. Demonstrated Russians couldn't protect critical infrastructure. Forced Russians to question sustainability of all positions depending on Dnieper crossings. That psychological impact extended beyond Kherson. Russian command had to consider, if Antonivsky Bridge can't be defended, what can be? The answer shaped subsequent defensive planning. Withdrawal from West Bank positions. Consolidation on East Bank. Entire operational calculus changed by one bridge's vulnerability. 3 questions from the beginning. Time to answer them. Why didn't Ukraine destroy bridge completely? Because destruction would trap Russian forces, force protracted siege, damage Kherson city, cause civilian casualties, and eliminate Russian withdrawal option. Mission kill kept withdrawal possible, while making sustained occupation impossible. Achieved strategic objective, liberation of Kherson, with less cost than destruction would have imposed. Why 7 strikes over 3 weeks? Because maintaining damage requires repeated strikes. Each repair attempt must be interrupted. Russians needed to understand bridge would never be reliably operational. 1 strike isn't enough. Continuous pressure over weeks demonstrates persistent threat. Forces Russians to accept position is untenable, rather than believing they can outlast temporary problem. What is mission kill targeting? Rendering target unusable without destroying it completely. Applies when target destruction would have undesired consequences. Bridge standing allows enemy withdrawal. Bridge destroyed traps enemy. Mission kill achieves objective, enemy leaves, without disadvantages of total destruction. More sophisticated than destruction. Requires restraint and precision and patience. The lesson from Antonivsky Bridge isn't that precision strike can destroy infrastructure. We knew that. The lesson is that sometimes not destroying is better strategy. That degrading capability while preserving structure can achieve better outcomes than total destruction. This requires different mindset. Military training emphasizes destruction. Kill the target. Eliminate the threat. Antonivsky demonstrates that sometimes degrading is superior. Make target unreliable. Force enemy to question sustainability. Provide exit option rather than elimination option. Not all targets suit this approach. Sometimes destruction is necessary. But when strategic objective is enemy withdrawal rather than enemy elimination, Mission kill enables that objective better than destruction. This is MilFront. We analyse the battles that change wars. An Antonivsky Bridge campaign changed how we think about targeting doctrine. 7 strikes. 3 weeks. Bridge still standing. Kherson liberated. Mission accomplished through degradation rather than destruction. The bridge today remains damaged. Russians haven't repaired it since withdrawal. No strategic value anymore. Front line moved east. Bridge sits in no man's land. Monument to precision warfare that achieved objectives through restraint rather than overwhelming force. Ukrainian forces learned lessons they applied elsewhere. Other bridges struck. Not destroyed, just damaged. Pattern repeated. Russians now assume any Dnieper crossing is vulnerable. Plan accordingly. Accept limitations. The strategic impact compounds. Subscribe to MilFront. Because in modern warfare, the goal isn't always destruction. Sometimes degradation achieves better outcomes. Sometimes leaving enemy an exit produces faster victory than trapping them in siege. Antonivsky Bridge proved this doctrine viable. 7 HIMARS strikes. $7 million in ammunition. Liberated major city without protracted urban combat. Cost-benefit analysis favours mission kill overwhelmingly. The bridge standing is feature, not bug. Intentional outcome of sophisticated targeting strategy. If you think mission kill doctrine represents future of precision warfare, type MilFront in the comments. If you think destruction is always superior to degradation, tell me when. Because that debate shapes targeting priorities, shapes ammunition expenditure, shapes strategic outcomes. For now, Antonivsky Bridge stands as testament to power of restraint. Damaged but not destroyed. Unusable but not eliminated. Achieving strategic objective through tactical sophistication rather than overwhelming force. Real battles. Real tactics. Real consequences. Stay informed.